Let's take a look at the macronutrients and also work out how to balance them in an eating plan. There are 4 macronutrients that make up a diet: carbohydrate, fat, protein, and alcohol. Please note that although alcohol is technically a macronutrient, excessive alcohol is not considered part of a healthy diet. Therefore, we only refer to carbohydrate, protein, and fat when discussing dietary balance. Carbohydrate. It's the only fuel used by your brain and nervous system. It also provides vital fuel so that you can train with intensity. Remember that carbohydrate is stored in the body as glycogen, and once fully fueled, the body stores enough glycogen for about 2 hours of moderate exercise. Each gram of carbohydrate has 4 calories, and the recommended daily intake of carbohydrate is 4 to 6 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. This means a 70 kilogram person would require 1,120 to 1,680 calories from carbohydrate per day. Athletes with high intensity training programs need more carbohydrate to fuel their bodies and prevent chronic depletion of glycogen. It's not uncommon for endurance athletes to consume up to 8 grams per kilogram of body weight of carbohydrate per day. This means the same 70 kilogram person would need to eat 2,240 calories from carbohydrate per day. That's a lot of pasta. When the quantities get this high, it's often helpful to include liquid carbohydrate in the diet to reduce the amount of bulk being eaten. Fat. Whilst good fats benefit your health, it's easy to eat too much, as each gram of fat has 9 calories. So just 1/4 of an avocado has 11 grams of fat, which is equal to 99 calories. Recommended fat intakes are different for men and women. The recommended fat intake for men is 60 to 80 grams per day, with less than 20 grams of this as saturated fat. This is the equivalent of 540 to 720 calories from fat. If fat loss is the goal, a 40-gram fat intake is desirable, which drops the calorie count to 360 calories per day. For women, the recommended daily fat intake is 40 to 60 grams per day, with less than 10 grams as saturated fat. This is the equivalent of 360 to 540 calories from fat. If fat loss is the goal, a 30-gram fat intake is desirable, which drops the calorie intake down to 270 calories. Choosing good fat is essentially maintaining health and good bodily function. With this in mind, it's important to make the best fat choices possible. Know what your sources of good fat are and try to eat foods that contain them. A healthy strategy to adopt is to first identify saturated fat in your diet and then swap it for a more healthy form. This means trimming all the fat off your cuts of meat, switching to skim milk, eliminating butter, and switching to leaner meats like chicken breast, turkey, and seafood, which all have reduced amounts of saturated fat levels. Protein. Typically, the average person needs 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That is, a 70 kilogram person would need 70 grams of protein per day. Athletes and regular gym goers require greater amounts of protein due to accelerated breakdown of tissues from the intensity of the training being performed. In these cases, protein intake may be increased to between 1.2 and 1.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. Extreme training programs that include multiple workouts per day may require up to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. A good example of this would be a triathlete whose weekly training load could include 3 swim sessions, 3 bike sessions, 3 run sessions, as well as a gym session and 2 yoga sessions. That's 12 sessions a week. It would be very hard to recover in between each session, and having enough protein would ensure adequate quantities of amino acids were available for tissue repair.